Welcome, great souls. As Jupiter, the Dev Guru, transits through Gemini in 2025, I invite you to pause for a moment and feel into the deeper vibrations of this transit. If you want to know the real cosmic script which creates the background of this transit and its impact, check my video on Jupiter in Gemini 2025 Mythological Insight and Predictions. Subscribe and join our growing family of soul seekers. There's a lot of wisdom here waiting for you, ancient, powerful, and deeply healing. Aries, Ascendant and Moon sign. Jupiter transits your third house, the house of communications, siblings, efforts, hobbies, short travels, and self-expression. You may feel like things are moving too fast. Opportunities may come and go in a blink. So action, not hesitation, is your biggest ally. But even if you don't feel drowned, as Jupiter transits through Punarvasu Nakshatra will send back those blessings again. Initially, you may face communication blocks, irritability, mood swings, or feeling misunderstood. Gemini's fast-paced, dual-natured energy isn't Jupiter's comfort zone. But slowly, your wisdom will start to shape your words. You will begin to communicate with more depth, insight, and compassion. This is the great time to start a new project involving writing, teaching, public speaking, digital media, or networking. But remember, early on, there may be confusion. So hold off on big decisions until December, when Jupiter moves into Cancer, a much more nourishing space. Jupiter's ninth aspect falls on your 11th house, where Rahu is already placed. This will bring unexpected collaborations and group activities. You might attract people from different cultures or faiths. The key here is alignment. Don't just follow the crowd. Follow the wisdom, your inner calling. On the personal front, a strong marriage prospect or a significant partner may appear. This could be someone skilled, outgoing, and intellectually vibrant. For those already in relationships, the bond may deepen, especially if based on shared goals. But be careful with younger siblings. There could be ideological clashes or situations where you have to step up and cover for their mistakes. Rahu in the 11th can magnify conflicts. Keep communications clear and boundaries healthy. From August onwards, expect joyful events, social gatherings, and celebrations. But only after you have navigated the inner storm of the first half. Key advice: avoid over-analyzing, act with faith, speak with wisdom, and allow Jupiter's grace to unfold at its pace. Jupiter moves into your second house, the house of speech, wealth, family values, savings, and food habits. This can be a powerful period for financial growth, especially in business, services, or freelancing. You may start attracting recognition and respect for your ideas, but only if you are bold enough to speak your truth. The first half of the transit till December may feel unpredictable, a roller coaster, especially in your career. With Jupiter aspecting the 10th house of career and sharing energy with Rahu, things may come in twisted ways. New opportunities through unlikely people, or sudden shift that feels chaotic at first. You may appear aggressive or overly ambitious to others. Try to channel this energy through consistent action, not confrontation. Jupiter 8th house aspect encourages inheritance, joint assets, or gain from in-laws. You may grow closer to your in-laws or receive emotional and financial support through them. This is also a favorable time for investments or stock trading. But be cautious, only take bold steps when your inner wisdom aligns. Jupiter's aspect on your 6th house may trigger health issues, particularly around digestion, sugar intake, or overeating. You might feel drawn towards sweets, alcohol, or heavy foods. It's time to completely revamp your diet. This is a spiritual call to detox and rebuild from the gut. In family matters, your speech may initially be harsh or too direct or logical, which could create tension. But as Jupiter's influence matures, your words will begin to carry weight and bring healing. You will have multiple family events and celebrations lined up later in this year. Key advice: be bold but with grace. Speak wisely and eat consciously. And stay open to unusual blessings coming your way. And most importantly, feel no guilt for getting rewards you actually not worked on. They are your karmic merits. For Gemini ascendants, this is one of the most dynamic and favorable transit you can experience. You thrive in fast-paced, ever-changing energy, and now Jupiter, the cosmic teacher, brings opportunities, growth, and expansion right to your doorstep. Your natural brilliance, curiosity, and communication skills will find divine support. You may receive sudden recognition, visibility, and spiritual insights, and your confidence will bloom, sometimes in unexpected ways. Jupiter in the 1st house becomes a mirror, showing you both potential and your purpose. Expect a desire to work on yourself, to re-evaluation of goals, and find new mentors or spiritual teachers to enlighten your path. This is a year where you begin to walk your talk, embodying the wisdom you have been collecting over time. But hold on, if you are Gemini Moon, the story changes a bit. Check my earlier video on Jupiter in Gemini 2025, mythological insights and predictions. It explains why the relationship between Jupiter and the Moon is not harmonious at all. Jupiter may want to teach you higher truths, but your Moon, your emotional body, may resist. This can lead to emotional turbulence, confusion, and sense of being overwhelmed. Opportunities may appear, but you may not feel ready. You may second guess yourself. This is a time for deep self-introspection, spiritual practices, and re-establishing faith in yourself. Don't worry if you don't feel on top of things. You are not meant to be, not yet. You are meant to listen, absorb, heal, and then respond with quiet confidence. With Jupiter casting in 7th aspect on the house of marriage and partnerships, there is a strong possibility of new romantic connections, even marriage. But there is a twist. Saturn is also watching this house. This means this connection may involve a significant age gap or carry a karmic contract that demands loyalty and emotional maturity. Well, it may not be spontaneous, but it will be deep and long-lasting if nurtured. For married individuals, this transit brings a gentle bridge of understanding. You will begin to value your spouse more and perhaps realize what this silence present has meant in your life. This is also a wonderful time to heal long-standing rifts in relationships. Jupiter's aspect on the 5th and 9th houses make education, wisdom, and creative intelligence the central theme of this year. You may feel drawn towards enrolling in higher education or studying spiritual subjects or maybe exploring long distance learning. But be aware, Rahu, the shadowy planet of illusion, is also in your ninth house. It may confuse your vision, create doubts about your life direction, or tempt you towards paths that are not aligned with your truth. Ask the universe sincerely, and the right answer will come. Trust that Jupiter's grace flows through prayer, silence, and surrender. With Jupiter's ninth aspect on the ninth house, long distance journeys, relocations, or foreign business expansion are on the cards. But there could be some type of issues during travel. Therefore, check all the aspects before starting the journey. Dear Geminis, Jupiter is giving you the tools, but you must trust your inner compass. You will need to slow down your mind and embrace silence. If you are mindful enough, divine guidance is coming in your way. If you are a Cancer ascendant or moon sign, this Jupiter transit into Gemini might feel a bit strange at first. And that's okay, because Jupiter, the Guru, is now entering your 12th house, and that's not your typical front page part of the chart. It's quiet, it's deep, and it's often misunderstood. Now, before you get nervous hearing 12th house, let me just say, this isn't a bad placement at all. In fact, it's a blessing in disguise. Jupiter here wants to take you inward. Think of this year as a kind of spiritual detox. It's not about achieving big things in the outer world right now. It's about healing, releasing, and reconnecting with yourself on a deeper level. You might find yourself feeling more introverted, needing more space and silence. That's totally natural. This is a period where your energy is being redirected inward. Your dreams may become more vivid. You might feel a stronger connection to prayer, meditation, or even just long, peaceful walks alone. Don't rush to fix anything. Let Jupiter show you what your soul actually needs, not what the world expects of you. Of course, life doesn't stop. Opportunities may come from foreign lands or distant connections, and some of you might even travel or deal with international matters. Some Cancer might see expansion in areas like education, healing, or spiritual work. If you have been thinking about studying something deep, maybe psychology, metaphysics, or astrology, this is your time. You are being supported to dive in. Now let's talk about home and comfort. Something close to your Cancer heart. Jupiter's aspect on your 4th house brings healing to the home front. You might feel the urge to create a more sacred space, renovate, or even shift your location. This influence brings emotional safety and support from your roots, or helps you create it if it's been missing. But there's always a but with Gemini energy. This transit can stir up some mental restlessness, overthinking, anxiety, or random fears might pop up, especially when it comes to your security and future. This is where Jupiter is testing you a little. Can you stay calm when things feel uncertain? Can you trust your inner guidance more than outside opinions? Health-wise, your gut may need extra care. You might notice sensitivity to foods or issues like indigestion or fatigue. Jupiter's aspect to the 6th house says take your well-being seriously. Eat lighter, avoid emotional eating, Reduce sweets and alcohols. Basically, don't feed your stress, soothe it. Let's talk money now. With Rahu in your 8th house and Jupiter casting his wise glance there, you might feel drawn to investments, speculations, or inheritance matters. This can be rewarding if you do your research and seek the right guidance. Don't rush into anything flashy. Ask questions. Let your intuition and intellect work together before making any financial decision. Also, some of you may think about loans and debts, maybe for education, property, or something long term. Just remember, Jupiter expands what it touches, so be mindful. Borrow what you can handle. Give only what you truly want to give. And always check in with your gut before signing anything major. Now, some of you might feel a little isolated during this transit. Like the world is moving fast and you are just drifting. Please don't mistake this pause for failure. You are not falling behind. You are just being redirected inward to clean your spiritual house. Let go of the baggage and make space for something for better next year. When Jupiter comes into Cancer and blesses your ascendant directly. So Cancer, this is your time to go slower. Breathe deeper and find peace in the stillness. Don't resist it. Let yourself soften. Cry if you need to. Rest when you are tired. Let go of the pressure to have all the answers. Because trust me, by the end of this transit, you won't just be wiser, you will be freer. Leo, Ascendant and Moon. If you are a Leo rising or moon sign, this Jupiter transit into Gemini is like a gentle breeze brushing your crown. It brings light, connection, and opportunities that seem to ripple from the universe itself. Jupiter, the Dev Guru, is stepping into 11th house, the house of gains, friendships, social circles, and hopes that have quietly lived inside your heart for a long time. This is a powerful place for Jupiter to be. It's where blessings begin to materialize. You will blow up new job interview calls. Here, Jupiter in Gemini calls for a quick action. I know it is hard for you being a stable sign, but this is what this transit is all about. You have to be mindful and quick. The beauty of it is these are not just material gains. These are soulful returns for the good karma you have quietly accumulated over time. All those unseen efforts, the times you gave without expecting anything back, this transit might just bring those blessings home. You will likely find yourself surrounded by more people, friends, colleagues, groups, maybe even new communities. It's a lively outward-facing time, especially compared to that the last couple of years may have felt like. But here's a little gentle reminder. Not everyone who smiles is meant to stay. Jupiter may expand your network, yes, but Saturn, quietly sitting in your 8th house, is still checking the depth and intention behind the connection. And this is where the real spiritual work lies. Because while you may feel uplifted and celebrated in your outer world, some wounds from the past may resurface, especially emotional trauma tied to trust, control, or loss. That's Saturn in Pisces quietly doing his work in the background. And it's okay. You are not alone in that. This transit is actually helping you heal through engagement, through the joy of expressing yourself again. Speaking of expression, Jupiter is blessing your third house with his divine glance. So yes, Leo, this is your time to speak, write, teach, sing, paint, whatever it is that lives inside your heart. Let it come out. You'll be amazed how others respond when you share from your authentic, unfiltered self. Your relationship with your younger and elder siblings will improve during this time. Now let's talk about the 7th house aspect, where Jupiter also casts his light. Romantic relationships may feel more hopeful now. You might meet someone who genuinely sees you, or realize a current connection in maturing into something deeper. And yes, for many, this could even mean marriage, or at least a serious step in the direction. But again, remember Saturn's watchful presence. This love will ask for honesty, loyalty, and emotional maturity. If you are not ready for that level of commitment, Jupiter will gently show you where to grow. As Jupiter is aspecting 5th house of his own, education is quite favorable during this time. You will get teachers' support and guidance. Don't be very tempting in investment and stock-related issues, as Rahu also aspecting this house, adding illusions and false projection. So seek financial guidance before taking any risk. The middle part of the transit feels social, bright, and little chaotic. In a good way, of course. You will be interacting with more people than usual. Some will inspire you, some might challenge you, and a few may try to manipulate or take advantage of your generosity. That's where you need to stay grounded. Don't give your energy to just anyone. Let your intuition be the gatekeeper. And then, towards the end of the transit, there is a moment of grace, a long-awaited blessing, maybe something you hoped for and quietly let go of, comes back to you. Maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's a closing, maybe it's simple peace. So Leo, walk through this transit with your heart open, but your eyes aware. Express, connect, share your light. Not to be praised, but to heal others and yourself. Jupiter in Gemini is your cosmic microphone, and the world is quietly tuning in. Virgo Moon and Ascendant. If you are a Virgo Moon or Ascendant, let's sit together and gently unpack what this Jupiter in Gemini transit brings into your life. Now Jupiter is moving into your 10th house, the very peak of the chart, the house that governs your career, social image, public responsibility. This is a big house and Jupiter is a big planet. So yes, you are right. Some great changes are waiting at your door. But I won't sugarcoat it. This is not going to be a sit backs and relax kind of year. This is the kind of shift that asks you to rise to occasion. The theme is crystal clear: learn more, grow more. At work, you may start noticing that people expect more from you. They might even challenge your ideas or doubt your knowledge. It can feel a bit unsettling at first, especially if you are a Virgo moon, because moon doesn't find Jupiter's vastness easy to handle in 10th. There is pressure, there is questioning, but hear the gift. Through all this, you evolve. Jupiter wants you to expand, but not blindly. He wants you to earn your wisdom, to upgrade your skills, and to step into a larger version of yourself. It might come through new teams, maybe larger ones than you have worked with before, or even through a new line of work altogether. But don't be surprised if there's some friction with colleagues. Jupiter is also aspecting the 6th house where Rahu is sitting. That brings a bit of spice, rivalry, gossip, even hidden competition. But my dear Virgo, you are blessed with something deeper. Trust me, a connection to divine order. If you stay on your path with honesty and dedication, the right support will come when you need it the most. However, be mindful. This growing intensity at work might spill over into your personal life. You could feel distant from your partner or miss out on family's warmth simply because your mind is elsewhere. Jupiter rules both your 4th and 7th house. So these areas, your home and your spouse, are being influenced together. They crave your attention, your presence, which you are not able to provide at this moment. If you are thinking of expanding your business or buying a property, pause for a moment. Jupiter will give you the urge to do big, but Rahu's involvement in the 6th could increase debts and obligations if boundaries are not clearly set. What do I mean by boundary? Your capacity, value of money, future prospect. So again, define boundaries, think twice, consult wise people, and proceed with clarity. On the financial front, Jupiter's glance on 10th house urges you to implement new business model. But Saturn's presence will restrict it in its own way, and you need to accept. Don't hurry. There is growth, no doubt, but be alert. Read the fine print, measure twice, act once. There might also be a desire to renovate or expand your living space, or maybe shift to a bigger house. It's beautiful. Yes, Jupiter supports it. But again, set your budget mindfully. There is a strong chance of taking loans beyond your capacity actually, and that is fine if you plan your finance. During June to August, health and finances need special care. Overworking might seem like the only option, and yes, it will bring result. But please listen to your body. You are not a machine. You are a sacred being walking a human path. And as this transit starts to wrap up, a good surprise awaits you. Perhaps it's a long-delayed recognition, perhaps a new title, a sense of success. Your name in society begins to rise, slowly, silently, just the way Jupiter prefers it. So dear Virgo, this is your year to step into deeper maturity, to blend your discipline with Jupiter's wisdom. If challenges appear, they are simply gets, and you, with faith and effort, hold the key. Libra, Ascendant and Moon. If you are a Libra, Ascendant or Moon, buckle up, because this Jupiter transit into Gemini, your 9th house, is about to throw open the windows of your mind, your soul and your destiny. Yes, we are talking about the house of Dharma, higher education, spiritual expansion, long distance travel, teachers, and your very belief system. And when Guru, the Dev Guru himself, enters here, oh, it's big. It's transformative. It's a little bit messy initially and a whole lot magical. But before you start packing your bags for an ashram in Himalayas or applying to a new university overseas, let's slow down. Let's feel the pulse of the energy. In the beginning, I won't lie, it can feel like mental popcorn. So many thoughts, so many directions, so many what ifs. You might feel restless, distracted, like everything's happening all at once, and yet you can't quite grasp what exactly you are meant to do. This dear Libra is Jupiter in Gemini. This little trick. Check video on Jupiter Mercury mythology to feel the vibes you are going to face. Gemini brings multiplicity. Jupiter brings expansion. Together, it's like trying to do 5 Zoom calls while reading a spiritual text and planning your next life move. Oh, great. But here's the grace. Gradually, you will align. Because Jupiter is not here to confuse you. He is here to inspire you, to connect you with your higher calling, and to guide you back to the path you have forgotten in the noise of daily life. You will find yourself more curious, more eager to learn. You might pick up books, apply for courses, listen to podcasts, or maybe a wise teacher will enter your life. Someone whose worldview is completely different from yours. And yet, something they say, it just clicks, and suddenly you are evolving. Now coming to relationships. This is interesting. You may find a romantic spark with someone who was very, unexpected. Maybe quirky, maybe mysterious, maybe not your type at all, but there's something about them that makes your soul want to dance. Are they smooth and trustworthy? Maybe not entirely. But thrilling? Oh yes. Just stay awake. Don't fall too deep before you know the depth. Your relationship with your father or a father-like figure may go through some healing. There may be conversations, shared perspectives, or even gentle disagreements. But all of this will lead to understanding, to clarity. Your siblings too may surprise you. Maybe they come to you for advice, or maybe they are the ones guiding you this time. So stay open. Now let's talk about expression, because Jupiter is also lighting up your 3rd house through aspect. That's your voice, your writing, your self-expression. This is an excellent time to communicate, share your story, or even publish something if it's been in your heart. Oh, and your kids. If you are a parent, just be ready. They are going to do something so different, so uniquely them, that you will both smile and scratch your head at the same time. Let them explore, let them grow. Jupiter wants them to shine in their own way. And yes, dear Libra, let's talk about your health for a moment. It's important. Guru's grace is softly working through your system. Some long-standing issues may start to fade simply because your mindset is shifting. You have become more conscious of your body, your food, your spiritual hygiene. It's like your whole life is being tuned to a new frequency. At first, it's a noisy static, but then suddenly it becomes music, the melody of your life. So this year, trust your curiosity, let your beliefs evolve. Take that course, talk to that guide, write that journal, read that ancient text. You are being called into your higher path. And the journey, though full of surprises, is so worth it. Scorpio Ascendant and Moon. If you are Scorpio Ascendant or Moon, I truly invite you to breathe this one in, because what's coming for you is not loud, not chaotic. It's deep, it's profound, it's a transformation not everyone will understand, but you will feel it in every cell of your being. Jupiter, your silent friend, enters your 8th house, the house that is so intimately tied with your own energy, like change, depth, secrets, breakthroughs. And Scorpio, no one walks through fire like you do, man. You don't fear the unknown, you become it. And this year, Guru is showing you the way, not through bright lights and loud applause, but through silent truths and revelations that can only be heard in solitude. You now have a clear direction on your life path. Initially, you might feel a little reserved, secretive as well, because you are observing more, and that's perfect. You are piecing together the why behind the patterns, the pain, the blessings. But as months go by, something shifts. You begin to open up, to trust, to share, to express. That is very different from a Scorpion character, right? And this opening becomes your greatest strength. On the domestic front, wow, things are really steering. Jupiter and Rahu both influencing your 4th house means big shifts at home. Maybe you are changing residences, renovating, leasing, or buying a new property, or just emotionally redefining what home means to you. Watch my Rahu transit video if you want the full picture here. Now coming to your finances, your 2nd house is getting Jupiter's smiley aspect, which is like the universe slowly turning the knob towards stability. Family income improves, long-term investments mature. If you are into stock markets, inheritance matters, or even crypto, this is a good time to hold your ground and go long-term only. Business-minded Scorpios, especially those self-employed or dealing with foreign clients, foreign expansion is calling your name. Even if it starts slow, the fruits are worth the wait. Now let's talk about one of Scorpio's favorite themes, mystery and knowledge. The 8th house is a deep well of occult studies, research, investigation, psychology, astrology, tantra, and Jupiter here is like a glowing lamp in the dark. If you have been waiting to dive deeper into this realm, the universe is giving you a resounding yes. Go ahead, Scorpions. Also, student in research fields, this is a golden opportunity to shine through dedication and devotion. Jupiter's presence in 8th house strengthens relationships associated to those house, especially with your partner's family or in-laws, which is likely to improve, and so is your understanding of your emotional bond with them. There is more maturity, more mutual acceptance, more space. And let's not forget Guru's grace falling on your 12th house. That is meditation, retreat, silence and healing. You may find yourself yearning for spiritual space in a remote location. A quiet retreat, a forest walk, a temple, some place where you can listen to your soul's voice with no noise around. Maybe far, far away from your home. But yes, one note of caution. Saturn sitting in your 5th house is casting his gaze upon Jupiter in your 8th. There may be moments of disconnected with children or creative block. Something that makes you feel like you are not fully resonating with the younger ones or with your own inner child. But as always, with Saturn, patience, consistency, and deep faith will eventually melt the ice. So, dear Scorpio, this year is not about loud achievements. It's about soul revelation, about embracing your power in quiet ways, about learning that depth is not weakness, it's your superpower. Let this be a year where your shadows become your teacher and your inner wisdom becomes your guide. Sagittarius, Ascendant and Moon. First, take a deep breath. Because this year, you are stepping into light after walking through some heavy, shadowy tunnels. And how are you feeling lately? A bit lighter, right? Because honestly, you deserve it. After a rather intense past year filled with work pressure, health hiccups, rivalries, and misunderstandings, this Jupiter transit comes as a breath of fresh air. Now with Jupiter entering your 7th house, there's a lot shifting around your relationships, collaborations, and how you interact one-on-one. Whether it's a partner, a business deal, or just how you connect with people, there's an upgrade coming your way. If you are a Sagittarius moon, this energy touches your thoughts, making your mind more open and explorative. And if you are a Sagittarius ascendant, well, this is directly influencing how you relate to the world through people, especially in your personal and professional partnerships. Jupiter brings growth, so you might notice more opportunities in your career as Jupiter aspecting 11th house of desire fulfillment and income. This is a golden time for income expansion. Jupiter is whispering, try something new, start the side hustle, say yes to the new job offer. And for many of you, especially those working in communication, content, internet-based business or teaching, this is your launchpad moment. The aspect on 3rd house, amazing, along with Rahu's presence, is ramping up your communication skill. You will probably find yourself speaking more, sharing more, maybe even launching something new. At this same time, be mindful of the restlessness. There might be this urge to do too many things at once. Jump between ideas or take on more than you can handle. And yes, this could spill into your relationships. So, if you are in a relationship or marriage, it's really important to talk openly. Clear communication will help you avoid confusion or misunderstandings, especially since Rahu is also watching your 7th house. But don't forget, you have blessing on 3rd house. For those of you who are single, some interesting connections might show up, possibly with someone quite different from your usual type. Just take your time, observe, and don't rush decisions. Jupiter wants you to grow through your connections, but Rahu can sometimes blur the lens. So stay grounded. Now here's something to really be aware of. Saturn is sitting in your 4th house and it's casting square to this Jupiter in the 7th. So while Jupiter is pushing you to reach out, connect, commit, Saturn is reminding you to check in with yourself to maintain emotional stability, home harmony, and personal space. It's a bit of a balance game. Your responsibilities at home versus your freedom, your own space. But if there's one thing Sagittarius knows how to do, it's adapt with optimism. That is great about them. By the end of this transit, Many of you may find financial growth through new income streams, business expansion, or even promotions. Just keep checking in with your energy and make sure you are not spreading yourself too thin. So to sum it up, speak clearly, stay grounded, explore opportunities, but with balance. This is a time to build smarter, not just bigger. Capricorn, Ascendant and Moon. You know more than anyone how to stay strong, push through, and carry your responsibilities with grace. But this Jupiter transit, well, it's not exactly a walk in the park. And that's okay because you are more than capable of navigating it with wisdom. Jupiter is moving into your 6th house, and this placement is what we call a bit karmically intense. Why? Because the 6th house deals with the tough stuffs: debt, daily grind, rivals at work, health issues, overwork pressure, the things we have to face, not always what we want to. Now, Jupiter being the planet of expansion, it tends to amplify whatever house it enters. This is the house of service, and Guru wants to do it more selflessly, also sharing burden of others sometime. Court cases will get justice, but needs definite game plan. So yes, there might be more work, more pressure, maybe even some minor health or stress issues showing up. But wait, there is a silver lining. Jupiter also gives solution, not just problems. You just have to be willing to pause and listen. Here is a secret remedy. Jupiter aspects your 12th house, the house of retreat, rest, and reconnection. So anytime you feel overwhelmed or anxious, don't fight it head on. Instead, take a step back, go inward, meditate, sleep better, spend some more quiet time. Even cuddling with your pet can help. Yes, seriously. Animals will bring you comfort and reset your energy field during this phase. Now let's talk career, because I know Capricorns care deeply about that. Jupiter's 10th house aspect is actually quite positive here. You could see improvement in your position, profession recognition, or new connections through business networks. But remember, this success won't fall from the sky. You will earn it the hard way, as always. Your selfless efforts from 6th house will bring back wonderful results. But with consistency, rewards will be more favorable. There's also a 2nd house aspect from Jupiter, which influences family and finances. Some sweet moments with family may come your way. Conversations could soften, and yes, some financial growth too. But, and here's the catch, this may take longer to show results. Don't rush. Don't expect instant profit. Also, take extra care of your teeth. Jupiter's got a way of expanding even small dental issues if ignored. Now, one more thing. Saturn is sitting in your 3rd house, and it's giving a square aspect to Jupiter in your 6th. This might create some stress in communication, especially with siblings, neighbors, or close colleagues. You might feel misunderstood or burdened with responsibilities that were not even yours to begin with. But don't worry, your core family, your true people, they'll stand by you. To wrap it up, speak less, reflect more, work hard, but don't overburden your health. Let your pet, nature, or meditation space be your sanctuary. This transit is not to punish you, it's to refine you, and you must understand it. And trust me, by the time it ends, you will look back and realize how much resilience you have built, quietly but strongly. Aquarius, Ascendant and Moon. Let's take a moment and just breathe. You have had your share of unpredictability lately, haven't you? With Jupiter now entering your 5th house, things are shifting. And this time in a way that encourages learning, creativity, and self-expression. This transit is actually quite supportive if you have been feeling the need to learn something new, or if you have been waiting for a little inspiration to return. Whether it is picking up a course, getting back into a creative habit, or exploring a new idea, Jupiter is gently nudging you to expand your mind and enjoy the process. Now, for those of you thinking about children, this house also highlights matters around family growth. It could be about planning for a child or navigating changes related to your kids. Some expected, some surprising. Keep your approach open and adaptable. On the romantic front, well, things could get interesting. Jupiter brings people your way, and with Rahu's influence here too, the connections might be a little unusual or unexpected. You might find yourself drawn to someone very different from your usual type. While it could be exciting, make sure you are not rushing into things without getting to know the person fully. Professionally, this is a good time to put your creativity out into the world, especially online. If you are in a field where visibility matters, you could see good traction now. But just remember, this is not the kind of transit where opportunities wait around. You will need to act when the time feels right. No overthinking. Now a gentle word of caution, especially around finances. With Rahu in your 5th and Saturn in your 2nd, it's better to avoid risky financial moves. Speculation may seem tempting, but profits could come with unnecessary pressure. Instead, it's a good time to look at long-term income sources, or even a new stream of side income that feels more aligned and steady. Another beautiful aspect of this transit is Jupiter's influence on your 9th house. The space of belief, higher learning, and guidance. You might find a mentor, a teacher, or even explore a belief system that feels fresh yet strangely familiar. For some, this also signals a potential marriage opportunity or a relationship that brings deeper meaning. So curious, this is a thoughtful, slightly fast-paced phase, but it's also one where you get to choose how to grow. Tap into your curiosity, stay grounded with your money, and let yourself connect to people and ideas that truly feel right. Pisces, Ascendant and Moon. Let's just start with a pause, because I know life has been a little heavy lately. With Saturn sitting on your moon, yes, Sathi energy is real. You are probably carrying more emotional weight than you are used to. There is this feeling of being stretched between what you want, what is changing around you, and how much you can actually control. Now here comes Jupiter, your own ruling planet, moving into your 4th house. And this is a blessing, trust me. This is the part of the sky that speaks to your home, comfort, inner space, and the people who feel like home. And Jupiter here says, let's make it better. You may see a sudden shift in your living situation, maybe a move, a renovation, or for some, even a relocation to a foreign land. These changes, though unsettling at first, are actually carving space for healing, especially if you have been feeling emotionally suffocated or physically drained. These domestic shifts can feel like a deep exhale. And with Jupiter, the 10th Lord, sitting in your 4th, many of you may find yourself working from home or even exploring career paths that offer you more emotional flexibility and peace. At work, though, there is push. Jupiter is expanding your ambitions quietly, nudging you to take on more, to step into responsibility, to chase the bigger dream. And yes, that can feel like pressure, especially when Saturn is already making you second guess everything. But here is the thing, Pisces, you are capable, even if you don't always feel it. Those extra hours you are being called to invest, they are not in vain. Just make sure you are not burning out your body in the process. Now Jupiter also casting his glance on your 8th house. And this is quite significant. Some of you are being pulled toward deep studies, astrology, psychology, spiritual practices, healing, or just anything that gives you clarity beyond surface answers. If you have had health concerns or any chronic stress, this is also where the healing begins. Deep karmic healing, the kind that asks you to slow down and nurture yourself from within. There could be some financial movement too, perhaps connected to inheritance or investments. But go slow here. Let Jupiter guide. Don't rush. And let's not forget the quiet 12th house feeling that is being lingering for so long. That subtle call to retreat, to reflect, to disconnect a little from the noise. Jupiter's energy wants to soothe you now, and sometimes that means resting without guilt. Just allowing the calm to return. Absorb this calmness of universe. So Pisces, this is a year of emotional reset, of finally putting your peace first. The world will keep spinning, but you are learning to choose what grounds you. So, dear seekers, Jupiter in Gemini brings a whirlwind of growth, but not without its share of tastes. You may feel conflicted, misunderstood, or rushed in the beginning, but through it all, Jupiter, the divine teacher, is quietly shaping you for a higher purpose. Let this transit be your reminder. Wisdom is not just knowing the truth, it's learning how to express it with compassion. If this resonates with your journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Golden Scripts. Let's continue growing this community of deep seekers and ancient wisdom keepers.